So what does the whole entire cool kick situation mean for sneaker reselling? Well, it means that it just got a little bit harder. People aren't going to trust the goods that they've been getting. I've been saying this the whole entire time, guys. People's trust in the product that they're buying means more than anything. You buy where your money feels most valued. That's what's important to a lot of people. They want value out of their purchases, guys. And honestly, sneaker reselling has just inflated the value of a lot of sneakers. The whole entire cool kick situation has exposed a lot. Whether it's true or false, it still raises very valid questions. Most people are wondering, how on earth do resellers get the goods that they get anyway? Cool Kicks is such a major distributor in the sneaker resale game. On October 2nd, they got raided live by the LAPD. They were live selling sneakers and they got raided on the accusation that the goods that they were selling were stolen. A lot of the sneakers that they supposedly had were things that haven't even touched the market yet. I mean, some say this is poetic justice. This is a good way of sneaker resellers getting humbled because they've been doing this for a while now. They've been able to get kicks way before anybody else, and they're the ones tripling and quadrupling a lot of these prices, and some people feel like this is justice. Regardless of how you feel about it, it signaled a major shift in the sneaker resale culture. People are gonna really start investigating where these sneakers come from. A lot of people are just gonna withdraw from the whole game in general. Most people are tired of paying quadruple, triple, thousands of dollars for a sneaker just to wear it maybe once or twice because you're afraid of it falling apart. But guess what? It's a man-made product. It's going to fall apart in about 10 years, regardless of what type of sneaker it is. So why are you spending so much money on it? A lot of people have been asking that question a lot. This cool kick situation has highlighted something that's been going on in sneaker resale ever since the pandemic. People have been scalping and getting things way ahead of time and holding on to them and then releasing them in sparse amounts and then calling that exclusivity. That's not free. That's not fair. That's just broken. It's a manipulative capitalistic tactic that really exists within sneaker resale. For some reason, people do this all the time. And sneaker resale is beginning to fail because of this, because people don't want these sneakers anymore. They're bored. A lot of people are agreeably bored with sneakers. The releases aren't as hot as they used to be, and I think a lot of people are seeing that, wow, sneakers are cheap. Look how much Yeezys are selling for. Kanye's literally selling Yeezys for $20. $20, man. How are you ever going to compete with a price like that? And a lot of resellers justify their high prices with this idea that it's rare and hard to get, but what really made it hard to get? The fact that you got them all ahead of time, or the fact that the retailer made it hard to get? And retailers aren't agreeing with this whole entire just make it exclusive practice. They've been re-releasing a lot of hype sneakers in the hopes that people come back to buying sneakers at a certain price point. But $250 for a sneaker is pretty expensive nowadays. The cool kick situation is probably going to negatively impact sneaker resale for years to come. If these things come out to be true and they were actually getting stolen goods, a lot of people are going to put a silver eye on a lot of these sneaker resellers. People are going to think twice about whether they're going to get their sneakers from big giants or they're going to go somewhere like eBay and just buy them used. It's going to be different going to sneaker conventions and seeing people with multiple pairs of a sneaker. You're going to question how on earth they got it. Whether it means that those goods are stolen, or whether those goods are fake, or maybe they just had a lot of money and they just bought a bunch of sneakers. Nobody's going to know, but that whole entire image of having a bunch of sneakers and having everything is going to be frowned upon because people are going to assume that you got it through illegitimate means. Is it fair? That's questionable. You really shouldn't assume how somebody got their sneakers. However, it's going to be a natural question that is raised because of all these news events about these big sneaker resellers getting exposed. Then again, the shift that might naturally occur from this whole cool kick situation is people starting to buy reps. They might go back to buying fakes. The people have been buying fakes for a while now. They don't really care about whether something's legit or not because they feel like they're getting ripped off no matter what. So they just find their own way to get their sneakers. I mean, it is really common nowadays. People just go to DHgate or Panda Buy or all sorts of websites. I mean, you can get them off of eBay even, as long as you don't get the ones that are proven to be verified. You can just buy what you want. And people are okay with doing that because they feel like it's the honorable response to the whole entire sneaker culture. And when news like this comes out, they feel justified in making these purchases. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do. I'm just highlighting something that's very common in the culture nowadays. And it doesn't help that this whole cool kick situation happened live on camera in front of thousands of people. It was like it was a point being made by the LAPD about what's happening in the sneaker culture, what's happening with fashionable goods in general. With all the exposure that these goods are getting, remember like earlier in the year where people were exposing the fact that a lot of designer brands were being made for cheap, and the fact that Yeezys are being sold for $20 and Cool Kicks getting exposed. It's like it's being proven right in front of us that these goods that people have thought to be super expensive and valuable are just artificially inflated with the price. Perhaps people will start to wake up and realize that their voice matters when they buy things. It really signals something about our values when we support certain practices. And most people do not want to support the practice of getting things ahead of time and then selling them for way more than what they're worth. And once again, we really don't know what's going on with Cool Kicks. We're not in the know. We don't have all the details. All this is just rumor and allegation, but the fact that it is news still raises controversy, and it raises a lot of questions. Sneaker resale was already on a downward spiral because people got tired of spending their money on these goods. Look, news headlines have said for a while now that the whole entire sneaker market is on a decline because the retail prices are too high and the economy really isn't supporting people buying a bunch of expensive sneakers. But this is the psychology of these modern sneakerheads, guys. This is what's come down nowadays, you know what I mean? Like, people are just gonna buy what's cheap. I've been saying it for so long now, and these events just highlight that pattern. People are gonna go to where there's less money being spent, there's more comfort, there's more style. I mean, the fact that people are okay with wearing Walmart sneakers and Skechers, that says so much. And Walmart sneakers are cool. They look cool, they look like New Balances, people rock them, and it works. I mean, who are we to hate on people for wearing sneakers that just work for them? And these shifts are kind of healthy in a way because maybe things will just go back to the way they were. People will just wear sneakers and stop worrying about collecting everything and just buy what they like. Let things sit for a little bit, you know what I mean? Let them cook, let the value come up naturally. And then people may come back to being more of a hype beast sneakerhead, perhaps. Who knows? All I do know is that there's a lot more people becoming interested in sneakers in general, not just the hype Jordans and the Nike models. They like smaller brands like Adidas and Puma. It's just cool nowadays to wear things and look good and color coordinate. And people have forgotten how simple it is just to wear sneakers. It's not all about wearing the hype, it's just about wearing what looks good. And it's cool. I think a lot of people are happy with the humble nature that's coming about with sneaker culture because it seems like these news headlines are made to humble the people that have made a profit off of artificially and cheating the market. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be real. Scalping isn't cool. It's not really fair. I don't really think it's something that should be allowed. Why does one person be able to get all the goods if they didn't make them? I could understand if it was Nike doing this or the actual distributor, but for somebody else just to have an inside know-how and a connection that most people don't have, and they're able to get all the sneakers at a time, and they're like, they normally retail at this price, but let's double it, triple it. What type of like advancement are we making with that? I think sometimes we hold ourselves back from understanding the power of our purchasing decisions because we have fed into this for so long, but the news headlines are telling, whether it be Cool Kicks, whether it be StockX, Nike, Adidas, whoever. A lot of these companies are being put in the spotlight for how they decide to create their business models, and we're seeing it live in action, 4K if you will, and it's okay. Make your decision. You don't have to buy all these goods. Take a moment, pause, appreciate what you have. Learn how to diversify the way you dress in different ways. If this Cool Kid situation has signaled anything, it's signaled how unfair sneaker resale has been for a while, and people are finally deciding to reclaim their power. I think this whole entire Cool Kick situation is really going to push people to take back some of the power they've given some of these distributors for so long. I think a lot of people are going to say, you know what, maybe I'll buy used sneakers, or maybe I'll take a break. I personally feel like I've been doing that for a while. I've been taking a break from buying sneakers because it's just been an expensive habit to keep up with, especially when you want certain hype sneakers and you want diversity. It gets expensive after a while, but there are ways around that. Used sneakers are so cool. Sometimes I find things at Plato's or Ross and I just buy them just because they look good. I'm not too concerned with the brands nowadays, and A lot of people aren't. And I think this cool kick situation is going to make people more humble with the sneakers that they buy and how they choose to get their sneakers. And they'll think twice and just think, maybe this was stolen. Who knows? I don't know. It's just culture. Who knows at the end of the day, man? This all could be proven to be false, and people will just go back to spending thousands of dollars on sneakers. I mean, that is the psychology of the modern sneakerhead nowadays, anyway. But what do you think?